quiet hum of the night surrounds the John mansion. Van stands in the kitchen staring at the steaming mug of tea she just prepared. She takes a deep breath, trying to muster the courage she needs. Jungkook had just came home and was sitting in his study, as he often did, lost in his cold, distant world. This time she was determined to break through the wall he had built around himself. She carefully picks up the mug and makes her way to his study. Reaching the door, she knocks lightly, her heart pounding in her chest softly. "Wan, Jungkook, can I come in?" There's a moment of silence before his deep, emotionless voice responds, "Jungkook, if it's important." Taking that as a yes, Wan slowly opens the door. Jungkook is seated at his desk, his white shirt slightly unbuttoned, the sleeves rolled up to his forearms. His hair is slightly messy and his sharp features are illuminated by the soft glow of the desk lamp. He doesn't look up as he enters, hesitantly holding out the tea. "Wan, I thought you might need this. You have been working late." "Jungkook, I don't need tea. You don't have to trouble yourself." Wan feels a pang of disappointment but refuses to give up. She sets the mug down on his desk anyway and takes a step closer, trying to meet his gaze. "Wan, Jungkook, I know you don't love me and I know I can't change things overnight, but I just want to be here for you." He finally looks up at her, his dark eyes cold and piercing. His tone is sharp, cutting through the air like a blade. "Jungkook, be here for me. Don't waste your time. I don't marry you for companionship or love. This is just a deal between families." Wan's chest tightened at his words, but she presses on, refusing to let him see how much they hurt. Calmly, "Wan, maybe that's how it started, but it doesn't have to stay that way. I'm your wife now, Jungkook. I want to know you. I want to help you. If you will let me." Jungkook stands abruptly, his towering figure making her take a step back instinctively. He grabs the tea and places it on a nearby shelf, as if to get rid of the gesture entirely. "Jungkook, you don't know me and I just married you because of my parents. Stop trying to change me or this situation. You'll only end up hurting yourself." He walks past her, his presence cold and distant. Wan turns to face him, desperation creeping into her voice. "Wan, Jungkook, why won't you let anyone in? Why won't you let me in?" Jungkook stops at the door, his hand resting on the handle. "Jungkook, because there's nothing to let you into. My world isn't meant for someone like you." And with that, he walks out, leaving Wan alone in the dimly lit room. She feels tears pricking at her eyes, but quickly wipes them away. Looking at the untouched tea, she takes a deep breath and steels herself. Whispering to herself, "Wan, you can push me away as much as you want, Jungkook, but I'm not giving up. I'll find a way to reach you, no matter how long it takes." With renewed determination, she picks up the tea and walks out, ready to face whatever walls he puts up next. It's a sunny afternoon and Wan is sitting on the living room floor with Minho. She glances at him, her mind flashing back to the last few days. Every attempt she made to get closer to Jungkook had been met with a cold wall of indifference. He barely looked at her, her alone acknowledged her presence. Her efforts to talk to him, to make him hers, had all failed. But still, as she sat there watching Minho dawdle, determination burned in her chest. Thinking, "Wan, you can push me away all you want, Jungkook. You can build walls, shut me out, and act like you don't care. But I'm not giving up. You don't scare me, not your cold words, not your distance. I'll make you mine, no matter what." Determined, Wan shakes off her thoughts and focuses on the little boy in front of her. A large piece of paper is spread out on the floor, covered in colorful drawings and scribbles. Wan leans forward, her tone playful and dramatic, as she begins to explain her plan. Pointing to the drawing, "Wan, alright, Agent Minho, here's the plan. Step 1, make Daddy smile. That's your job. You're going to tell him how cool I am, how I helped you with your homework, and how I make the best snacks." Minho sits cross-legged, his eyes wide and curiosity as he listens. "Minho, snacks? Can we add ice cream to the mission?" Laughing, "Wan, only if you complete step 1. Step 2, teamwork. We'll do fun things together as a family, and maybe, just maybe, your daddy will start to join us." Minho nods seriously as if he is on an important spy mission. Wan grins and leans closer. Wan, in step 3, the most important part, we show him that this house can be filled with happiness again. What do you think, Minhu? Can we do it? Minhu looks at the paper, then at Wan, and his face lights up with excitement. Without warning, he suddenly jumps to his feet, runs to her, and wraps his small arms around her neck. Wan freezes, her eyes wide in surprise. Giggling, Minhu, Mama, we are going to win. Wan's heart skips a beat at the word Mama. She feels tears welling up in her eyes as she slowly hugs him back, holding him tightly as if afraid he might change his mind. Softly, Wan, you caught me, Mama. Minhu, you don't know how happy that makes me. Minhu pulls back slightly, his little face glowing with excitement. Minhu, because you are my Mama now, right? We are a team. Wan nods, smiling through her tears, and kisses his forehead. Wan, yes, Minhu, we are a team, and we are going to make Daddy so happy he won't even know what hit him. Jungkook's parents are standing in the doorway watching the scene unfold. Minhu's giggle and Wan's laughter echo through the room, filling the once cold house with warmth. Jungkook's mother places a hand on her husband's arm, her eyes glistening with pride. Whispering, Mother-in-law, I knew she was the one. Look at them. Minhu is smiling again, nodding. Father-in-law, it's been so long since I have seen him this happy. She is already making a difference. Whispering to Minhu, Wan, now let's make Daddy proud of us too. Minhu notices a small hand gripping hers tightly, ready for their mission to bring happiness back into their family. The clock struck 11:30 p.m. as Wan and Minhu puts the finishing touch on the decoration in Jungkook's room. Balloons of silver and gold dangled from the ceiling, fairy lights twinkled along the walls. And a small table stood in the corner with a neatly frosted cake that Wan and Minhu had worked on together. Minhu's cheeks were smudged with chocolate and his eyes sparkled with excitement as he stared at the room. Excitedly, Minhu, Mama, do you think Daddy will like it? Will he smile? Wan knelt in front of Minhu, brushing the stray frosting off his cheek with a soft smile. Wan, he will love it, Minhu. We worked so hard on this and it's a special day. Minhu giggled, clapping his small hands together. Minhu, I think we make the best team. Daddy will have the best birthday ever. As the two of them finished tidying up, the sound of the front door opening echoed through the house. Minhu's eyes widened and he ran to the door to peek out. Minhu, he's here. Mama, Daddy is home. Wan quickly turned off the lights in the room, holding Minhu's hand as they stood waiting to surprise Jungkook. The door opened and Jungkook walked in, his expression tired and unreadable. The lights flickered on and Wan and Minhu yelled in unison. Wan and Minhu, happy birthday! Jungkook stopped in his tracks, his eyes scanning the room, the decoration, the cake, the smiling faces of his wife and son. It was all too much. A wave of emotion surged through him, but instead of joy, all he felt was anger. The sight reminded him of a time he wanted to forget, a life he had buried deep within him. Coldly, Jungkook, what is this? His tone made Wan's smile falter. He stepped forward, her voice soft. Wan, we wanted to surprise you for your birthday. Minhu and I worked so hard to make this special for you. But Jungkook's face hardened and his voice rose, startling both Wan and Minhu angrily. Jungkook, I didn't ask for this. Why do you keep doing these pointless things? Don't you understand? I don't want this. I don't want you to act like everything is fine because it's not. Minhu's smile vanished as he clutched to Wan's legs, his little hands trembling. Wan tried to remain calm, swallowing the lump in her throat. Wan, Jungkook, we were just trying to... Cutting her off, Jungkook, trying to what? Fix me? Make me love you? Stop it, Wan. I don't love you. I never will. You don't matter to me or anyone else, so stop wasting your time. The harshness of his word hit Wan like a slap to the face. Her chest tightened as she felt her heart shatter as tears welled up in her eyes. She glanced down at Minhu, who was now silently crying, his small face pressed against her leg. Sniffling, Minhu, Daddy, don't be mad. Mama just wanted to make you happy. Jungkook looked at his son, his expression softening for a brief moment, but his anger quickly took over again. He turned away, running a hand through his hair in frustration. Jungkook, Minho, go to your room. Minho hesitated, his eyes starting between his father and mother, but Wan nodded, gently stroking his hair. Whispering, Wan, it's okay, Minho, go on. Minho reluctantly ran out of the room, leaving Wan and Jungkook alone. The silence was stiffening as Wan wiped her tears, her voice trembling as he spoke. Wan, I thought this would make you happy. I thought we could be a family, but I see now, no matter what I do, it's never enough for you. Jungkook avoided her gaze, his jaw clenched. Wan's voice broke as he whispered her final words. Wan, I don't know how much more of this I can take, Jungkook. Maybe I should stop trying. Without waiting for a response, Wan turned and left the room, her tears falling freely as he walked away. Jungkook stood there, staring at the cake and the decoration. He felt the weight of his word, but he didn't know how to take them back. The moonlight seeps into the room, illuminating Wan sitting on the cool floor with her knees pulled to her chest. Tears stream down her face as sobs escape her trembling lips. Her heart feels heavy, weighing down by the endless rejection and coldness from Jungkook. She clutches her chest, her fingers curling tightly into her shirt, as if trying to hold her breaking heart together. Thinking, voice breaking, Wan, I tried so hard, but no matter what I do, he just keeps pushing me away. Why does it hurt so much? Why can't he see that I care, that I just want to make him happy? Her mind replays cold words, his sharp tone, and the way he walks past her like she doesn't exist. The memories cut deeper than she could bear. Whispering to herself, Wan, maybe I was foolish to think I could change him. Maybe he will never see me as anything more than an obligation. She wipes her tears, but they keep coming and her breathing became shallow. In the stillness of the room, the sound of her pain fills the air. In the living room, Minho runs to Jungkook, clutching his small teddy bear tightly. Tears stream down his chubby cheeks as he sobs uncontrollably. Sobbing, Minho, Daddy, something wrong with Mama. She won't talk to me, and she's not okay. Jungkook looks at his son, startled. He freezes for a moment, unsure of how to react. His son cries, pierced through the icy wall he's built around himself. But before he can respond, the sound of an ambulance siren fills the air. His heart skips a beat as he realizes something is terribly wrong. He rushes out of the room and sees the ambulance in the driveway. The back door is closing. His mother stands nearby, her face pale and tear-struck. She looks at him with a mixture of anger and sadness. Through tears, mother-in-law, all of this, it's because of you, Jungkook, your words, your behavior, you have pushed her to this point. Jungkook's stomach dropped, her words hit him like a punch to the gut, and for the first time guilt begins to seep into his chest. Without a word, he runs to his car, his hand trembling as he starts the engine and follows the ambulance to the hospital. The hospital corridor is quiet except for the faint echo of Jungkook's restless pacing. His hands are trembling, his heart pounding in his chest. For the first time in years, fear grips him, not for himself, but for someone else. The guilt of his action and his words weighs heavily on him. The thought of losing you feels unbearable. Just then, the doctor steps out of the room, removing his mask. Jungkook rushes to him, his eyes wide with desperation, anxiously. Jungkook, doctor, how is she? Is she going to be okay? Please tell me she's alright. The doctor looks at him with a grave expression, his voice calm but serious. Doctor, she's lost a lot of. We have done all we can for now, but we can't say anything yet. Anything could happen. She's unconscious, but you can go in and see her. Jungkook stumbles back, his breath catching in his throat. Without a moment's hesitation, he pulls the door open and steps inside. The sight before him shatters him. You are there, lying pale and motionless on the bed, your tear-struck face evidence of the pain you have endured. He pulls the chair next to your bed and sat down, his trembling hands clenching into fists. His eyes well up as memories of your unwavering efforts flood his mind. thinking, Jungkook, she brought my son back to life. She made my parents smile again. She turned this cold mansion into a home, filled it with warmth and love. And what did I give her in return? Nothing but tears and loneliness. He bows his head, tears streaming down his face, his voice breaking as he whispers, Jungkook, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, Wan. I failed you. I failed to protect you, to cherish you, to see what you were trying to do. I only pushed you away, and all you wanted was to heal me, to bring me back to life. If you give me another chance, I promise I'll bring the world to you. Just please come back to me. Suddenly, he hears a soft groan. His head snaps up, and he sees your eyes fluttering open. You weakly smile and speak, your voice barely above a whisper. Wan, you're not getting rid of me that easily, Jungkook. Relief washes over him like a tidal wave. Without thinking, he leans forward and hugs you tightly, his body trembling as he breaks down completely. Jungkook, I'm sorry, Wan. I'm the worst person. I don't deserve you. You brought my son back to life, made my parents smile again. And what did I give you? Tears, lonely night, and pain? You just wanted to make me human again, to give us a family. I don't deserve you, Wan. You're the only positive thing that has ever happened in my life. I love you, Wan. I love you so much. Before you can respond, the door bursts open. Minho runs in, followed by Jungkook's parents. Minho's face light up and he shouts gleefully, Minho, it was a prank, Papa. We fooled you. Jungkook looks at him in disbelief, then at his parents, who were smiling knowingly. His mother steps forward, tear in her eyes, but a proud smile on her face. Mother-in-law, it was all her plan, Jungkook. Nothing happened to her. She knew you loved her, but you were too stubborn to admit it. This was the only way to expose your feelings. Minho tugs on Jungkook's sleeve, grinning mischievously. Minho, Papa, please make her my mama. She loves you a lot. She makes me cake, tells me bedtime stories, and she is so beautiful. Jungkook looks at you, his face turning red with embarrassment. You smile at him softly, your eyes filled with love. Teasingly, Wan, well, Jungkook, are you going to admit it now, or should I plan another prank? Jungkook shakes his head, a small smile breaking through his frustrated expression. He reaches for your hand and squeezes it gently. Jungkook, you win, Wan. I've been a fool, but no more. I love you, and I'm never letting you go. You smile and leans forward, resting your forehead against his. Wan, I love you too, Jungkook, and I'm never giving up on us. Minho clambers onto the bed, wrapping his arms around both of you. Minho, include me too. We are a team, remember? The three of you share a warm embrace as Jungkook's parents watch with pride and joy in their eyes. The cold, distant man Jungkook once was has finally been replaced by a loving husband and father. The mansion once filled with silence now overflows with laughter and love.